Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. My name is Nick, and today guys we're jumping down into the charts for XRP, taking a look at what's been going on most recently and what I would expect to happen next. As I get into this video, if you find it useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so you will be kept up to date with absolutely everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. Now if you haven't yet joined us in Discord, the link is in the description down below. It's a fantastic community talking crypto 24/7. It's completely free, and I don't think you'll be disappointed by what you find down there, so why not go ahead and check that out today. Also in the description down below you'll find two other very important links. One to our Patreon services if you are looking for a little bit more from the crypto space, everything from fundamental analysis through to trading. That's where you'll find most of that, and we do cover a lot more from AMAs etc in Discord for our Patreon members, so if that's your bag, why not check that out. The second link is to the new Cheeky podcast, a fantastic way to stay up to date with all the latest in crypto on your daily commute to the office. Why not check that out? I don't think you'll be disappointed by what you find. Okay guys, let's waste no more time though. Let's jump right down into this, right? So XRP paired up with USDT on the hourly chart, and Binance is the data source here. So as you can see, we're tracking this kind of 5-wave structural move down, and we actually did see this come down lower than my initial expectations, and we can see here that we can actually analyze this and kind of make sense of this third wave move actually being a bit extended. So I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so we do have our 5-wave move just inside here. Again, we have 5 waves inside that 5th wave, for example. We also have a 5-wave structure here as well. So essentially you can kind of see how overextended that was. We've got the bounce upwards here, just taking us out towards the 33.6, I think. Let me just check. 33.63, and then we start to pull back down. Now what's not yet clear is whether or not this 4th wave is over, whether or not we have to push up higher, or whether or not this is the actual top of this move. This is where we are waiting for a couple of moves to kind of confirm, right? So we have our dash line just here with our little wave 1. Okay, so this basically comes in here at 35.23. The price here cannot, in the 4th wave move like this structure, should not cross this line. Okay, that would invalidate the 5th wave coming down lower. Okay, and confirmation of our 5th wave dropping down lower comes in when we drop down lower than 30.56. So you can see that between these two levels right inside here, if I actually draw that without going above that line, right inside these two lines, this essentially is where we are currently trading, right? This is the state of flux where we don't necessarily know exactly what is going on. So I'll draw out these possible scenarios. We move up, we've then pulled back down, we can move back up again, okay, meaning that this 4th wave has not yet finished. Okay, so that's scenario number 1. And under this scenario, if I just delete that off there and grab a fib, what we can do is we can actually measure out where that would approximately take us, right? So if this particular scenario, this would actually take us up to about 34.13 on that particular bounce. That could be where the 4th wave lands, okay, on the 1-to-1 ratio. So we have that as a possible scenario and something to kind of consider. Alternatively, we have already hit the top and we're in some kind of drop within our 5-wave move, meaning that this could all just be a wave 1, meaning we push up into a wave 2, we then drop for wave 3, 4, and then finally 5 coming down lower. We would expect to see a 5-wave structure here, and so you'll see that's another scenario playing out, but until we cross the line of 30.56, we do not necessarily know. Likewise, if we are in the 5th wave dropping down now, then we would not expect, actually if I grab hold of the right line here, we should not cross this line, which would be 33.63. Okay, so if we are in fact in a 5th wave dropping down, then we cannot cross higher than our wave 4 high, which would be set at 33.62. So there are a couple of things here that we're really looking out for, and we can kind of refine this a little bit, right? So if we are to go up higher than 33.63, then essentially our 4th wave is not done, and we continue that motion going up towards our 34-cent target. Okay, so there's that scenario. If we're moving down, then obviously confirmation of this comes in at 30.56, and a potential bounce to the upside not crossing 33.63 would be seen. Okay, so again, keeping a good eye on that. Now, in terms of our expectations on this 5th wave low, based on the current high point, so this may change a little bit, I can see here that our typical wave 5 retracement zone would be between the 1.618 fib and the 1.618 and 1.236. if I get my words out today, right in here, right? So essentially, this is between 29.8 and 28.8, okay? So that would be where the fifth wave low would hit. Now, all of that is a 5-wave structural drop, taking us down into a reasonable low, but it is still higher than my expectations. So this could be a zigzag pattern, meaning that we would end up with a 3-wave move upwards from here somewhere, and then an additional 5-wave drop. Okay, I would not necessarily expect to see just 5 waves on their own. It would be very unusual for that to be the case. So in the case of XRP here, we might be looking at dropping down into those final lows, taking us out somewhere between 28.8 and 29.8, somewhere in that little yellow box. Then see a 3-wave push up higher, but we should not drop. We should not go higher than our X wave high, set up here at 38.7. Okay, so we could go all the way up to 38.71, but we could not cross it. We should not cross it in a zigzag pattern. Okay, so we know that a 5-wave drop here. 3-wave drop move going up, and then another 5-wave dropping down, and this actually gets us into our lower expectations based on this entire structural move. Okay, so I'm going to bring this up into our 4-hour chart here, and then what I'm going to do is bring this in and then show you what that looks like. Okay, so from up here at 46.59, we have this first drop coming down, and we have that right down here, and I take it from that high point. We then go ahead and move this over to our 5th wave and X wave top here at 38.71, and you can see our lower range target on the 1-to-1 ratio would put us at about 23.8. So again, this coming down into this lower range on this zigzag pattern would make a lot more sense. Alternatively, it could be an overextension, and we actually finish this entire Y wave with a 5-3-5-3-5 structure. Again, no, not too soon. I mean, it's a bit too soon to really know if that is the case, but I would expect a minimum here of a zigzag. So again, taking the 23.86 into line, if we were to see this as an overextension, as in we go into an impulsive 3-3-5 structural move, and that 5-wave was a 5-3-5-3-5, then of course, I think potentially we're talking about those lower targets that I've spoken about before, going ahead and heading towards 17 cents under those particular structures. So want to avoid those ones, I guess, unless we're looking for some serious accumulation. But considering everything, my expectations are going to be in this lower range. I've often said it's going to be somewhere between kind of 20 and 25 cent. Anyway, but things can change, specifically when there's fundamental things going on that can affect the price action of XRP, essentially, the Ripple and SEC lawsuit. So just be mindful over those. But let's actually now take a look at price momentum here, okay? One of the things that we do like to do on this channel outside of Elliott Wave theory is use a stochastic RSI. The stochastic RSI helps us understand the momentum behind the price action. So right now we are we moved from overbought to oversold area just here. Okay, so this actually is indicating that we might actually see that surge upwards, right? We might be heading towards that 34 cent range, right? So, we're looking to potentially move our hourly stochastic RSI up to the overbought area. Okay, but on the 4-hourly chart, of course, we are lowering our 4-hour stock after moving it up to the overbought area. So again, this is something that's actually moving reasonably well that could allow us to drop down into this 5th wave low before we actually have a significant move upwards. Okay, and so just be mindful over that. On the 8-hour stock, you can again see that we're nice and low. So again, would support this move to a higher range. So that's actually looking pretty encouraging, and I think if we jump up into our daily chart here, you can see we've got a pretty good correction on the daily chart as well, indicating that a good bounce is on its way and should just be really around the corner. So for XRP across the stochastic and the price momentum perspective, aligned with Elliott Wave theory, it does indicate that we are likely to see this kind of final 5th wave drop down and then a significant 3-wave bounce. That bounce, again, it could be up here quite high, specifically if this is a wave 1, but under a zigzag, I would expect at least a 50% retracement. So, we should be up here towards, somewhere between probably 35 and 36 cent, but we'll know more about that the closer that we actually get to measuring out the first set of waves here. And then, of course, that should then take us down into the completing the zigzag at a later stage. So essentially, I don't think this is necessarily going to be quick moves. I would expect that over the weekend, we are probably going to be somewhere around this kind of 28.8 to 29 cent range. And then, next week, maybe we'll have a bit of a green week where we move up a bit in the market, and then obviously crash back down the week after that. I do expect it to be, taking a fair amount of time, but not like, months or anything like that. It should be playing out within a few weeks. We should find the bottom of most of these cryptocurrencies. XRP included. Now, if I jump up into our daily, let me just bring this back down. You can, of course, see that all of this is a kind of giant A, B, and C structural move. And because this is an Elliott wave triangle here with our E wave just coming down into this overextension, essentially this means that we are likely to see a C wave up of significance, the minimum requirement of which would be the same as our A wave. So we should at least move up to this higher range here, which is currently set at about 196. So that move, I think, is kind of a bit of gives us a bit of confidence in the space. On the 1-to-1 ratio, it does push us up quite high towards the $6 range and new all-time highs and all of that kind of good stuff. And this is obviously outside of everything that's been going on with Ripple and the SEC. Although some of that is already baked into this, I do think that under the right circumstances with that case, we could see a surge even higher. So we cannot rule out something like a $10 XRP under the right circumstances. Obviously, that's all speculation and all of that kind of good stuff. But for now, when we rely on the technicals, we can, of course, see, you know, the range of around $6 pretty comfortably. So yeah, just a gentle reminder, guys, that I'm not a financial advisor. I cannot give you financial advice. All I can do is give you my thoughts and opinions on the charts and the data as I see it. Make sure you do your own research and consult a financial advisor if you are seeking to purchase any cryptocurrencies. Guys, I'm going to leave the video there. If you have found this useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with absolutely everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. With all that said, done and out of the way, I hope everyone has a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.